Right. There we go.
Set my screen up.
Okay.
Yeah. What's going on?
Chilling, man. Long time no see, man.
Yeah, I know, man. I missed the event y'all had last Friday.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah, like, can you hear me all right?
I can hear you. Yup.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed it last Friday, man. Like y'all enjoyed yourself.
Nah, it was a good time, man. It's always good to get loose, be able not get loose per se, but just to get out and network and build with
Yeah.
like-minded brothers, man. So,
Yeah,
we had
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of people doing different things, and just was able to collaborate, but just kind of relax kind of thing.
Yeah. Yo, so what's going on, man?
Finishing up the day, man. Excited about this, man. Definitely want to let people hear about your story, your journey. Um, just trying to get to it. We don't forget, I don't know, even though you missed the event at Friday, we got an event coming up on the 25th of August. We got a community back to school drive. And
What?
30 and network with.
Yeah, send me the information on that.
All right, I got you. I'll text it to you. What? I'm gonna text it.
Okay. All right, that's cool. Yeah.
Well, and don't forget anybody that's on here. Share this out to like 2 or 3 people. As always, Thursday night, full of gems, full of information to help y'all do what y'all do. You working on any projects right now?
Yeah, yeah. Working on I mean it's 20 altogether. But we actively working on about we actively working on I'm sorry, on 11 right now. But we have 20 like
Okay.
with paperwork in for permits, some feasibility and plans still being worked out before we actually start. So yeah, yeah, it's been busy.
So I always tell people like, yo, I'm the small pup out of the group. It's crazy to hear you say, yo, I'm working on 20 houses right now, or even in the process of doing 20 permits, or dealing with that, right?
Yeah.
So, and I tell people, because people, you always want to be proud of yourself, but it's like you want to hang around people that's better than you, because it's like working on 2 projects right now. You put a 0 behind it, so it's like, yo, I got ways to go. So I mean, in your journey, like how you go from doing 1 deal to being able to do 20 projects, and when did you get started?
Well, that may seem like, I mean, it is a lot, but it's people doing more than that. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, there's always somebody doing more than you, and got a different system or possibly a better system that you got. So it's all about systems for me. Obviously, dealing with a few contractors that can handle maybe 3 or 4 at a time. So that way you designate the responsibility of different contractors. For me, like I don't GC any of my projects anymore because I'm only one person, so I only could do but so many things by myself. So
Okay.
if I could designate that or those things to someone else, and that contractor that's their business. So hopefully, or you want to get with somebody that has a system of their own that takes their business seriously and wants to grow like how you're growing. It has to match. You know what I'm saying? But I got into real estate. I bought my first property like in like 2000.
Okay.
But back then it was just buying real estate. It wasn't really investing. Like I was buying real estate because I know that's what I like to do. That's what held my interest. But I didn't really know a whole lot, so I was just buying property. It wasn't like any strategy involved. It wasn't any basically any strategy involved or any type of plan.
You just was
Huh?
you didn't necessarily have a purpose. You just was buying it because you
I
knew.
mean, my purpose was because I knew at the end of the day I wanted to have some form of income coming in that I didn't have to work for, and I knew real estate was one of the things. Like I had other little business. Like I had like a cleaning company, which didn't go well. I had a shoe company with my brother, which didn't go well. So I did other stuff too, along that way. But real estate was the first thing I started, and that held my interest throughout the years. So, but yeah, that's how I started. Like I said, I wasn't really doing it as with any strategy, any type of plan. I just would buy a property, fix it up, what people doing today, fix it up, rent it out, refinance it. You know what I'm saying?
So you was even doing refis in the early 2000s.
Yeah. Because back then, like before like that crash in like '08 and all that, like it was a lot of stated income deals. Like you could have good credit and you were just stating your income. So the interest rates were a little higher, but you know, you was getting your refinances done. And they was doing a lot of cash out refinances. So if you had 60% in your deal and then you went in and got 80%, then you was getting the extra 20% minus your closing costs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had to learn also that not to maximize your loan to value as well.
Okay.
So today I'm fine with getting 70, 75% if I got 60 in it, or even close to 70, just getting the money back and then, you know, replanting that seed into something else. And, you know, down the line, refinancing once the appreciation grows or sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you, or I guess what was the thing before when you was doing like maxing out by taking the higher amount? Why don't you recommend taking the higher amount?
Well, no, I don't say recommend. That's just for me. So let's just say, for instance, if you're in your deal 70%, but you can get 80%, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? As long as you still cash flowing, you still got room for error with expenses and all that stuff, you should be fine. But me personally, I wouldn't take, if somebody's offering 90%, I wouldn't take 90% of it unless you have a real plan for the rest of the money to put into something else, and it offsets your portfolio or your deal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about learning different loan structures for each deal, because not all loans fit with your deal. So that's a learning process. That's something I had to learn as well.
So in regards to, I guess, so that's 21 years of real estate experience that you got.
Yeah, you know, losing money, making money, foreclosures, short sales, all that stuff. Like it ain't, for me, it wasn't all, you know, it wasn't all pretty. You know, I'm not the guy that's gonna tell you that, you know, I ain't never make no mistakes, I ain't never lose no money, I'd be lying to you. You know, I ain't gonna sell that dream to nobody. But what I can do, or what I can tell somebody is, you know, how not to make certain mistakes. You know, you want to still make your little mistakes because you're human. But as long as the mistake doesn't really kill you, you know what I'm saying? Like I still make mistakes today. It don't be nothing major, but I still make mistakes today. I'm human. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, but even in those mistakes, to be able to get through those mistakes and make it 21 years, like, can you talk about like just how you work through that, or like what was the key of going through those ups and downs?
Well, you got to learn from them, like not to do it again. Like whatever mistake you made, just don't do it again. That's all.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like they say that those mistakes make you stronger. You know what I mean? If you're wise, they should make you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If not, you keep doing the same thing, then you know what I mean? It's crazy.
I got you. So even in mistakes, I guess, like 08, 09 in a recession, like how did you have any like hiccups during 08, 09? Or were you?
Well, my hiccups actually trickled a little after that. You know what I mean? It wasn't right away. So like with loans I had, like on package deals, I might have had like 4 properties, like maybe, I think one time I'll tell you I had like 5 properties or 6 properties on a package deal. And then I sold 2, but you know, with a package deal, it's not like you walk away with money from the table. Like if you got 6 or whatever properties on a package with a loan on a blanket mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
when you sell something, all the bank does is just tell you what the payoff would be from your loan. So you don't walk away with nothing. You just go to closing and pay that loan down.
Right.
Then I had, I think, like 3 properties left, but then the values had shifted.
Right.
The value shifted, and then, like I said, I was just buying real estate. I wasn't really investing, so I wasn't accounting for expenses, the vacancies when people move out. The money wasn't there to like go in and redo the units or the houses right away. So then they sat, and then it just was a domino effect. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. So during that process though, so I take it, you know, you didn't make the money you were supposed to make, and then like, so how would you say, or what did you do to pivot to still be able to continue? Because I know some people, like you said, you lost, or you lost money on 3 cribs. Like some people bowed out.
Yeah, well, that one I did. You know, I tried to work with the bank, and they tried to work with me. Like I tried to sell them in order to close it. Then I ended up having to do a short sell, which settled it. And then I tried to do the short sell, but then they actually went, a couple of them. One of them I'm sold. I'm lying. One of them I sold, and the other 2 had went to foreclosure. But they actually end up getting enough money to actually get close to settling what was left on it. So they basically just written off, the small balance.
Right.
But after that, I started being more, more smarter with my numbers when I'm buying them for also count for all the expenses that it's going to take to operate that property. You know what I'm saying? And leaving room for error. So it's basically running on its own. And then when you do have turnovers, you have that money sitting instead of having to take it out your pocket or worrying about hustling the money to like do a turnover or, pay the mortgage and stuff like that.
So if I'm a new investor, when you say run my numbers, knowing my numbers, what do you mean?
So, all right, so we can we'll start with like a single family house. So you rent a single family house out, unless you're charging, some people may charge, they may try to estimate like for instance, we'll start with the water. You got taxes, you got insurance. Mm-hmm. But let's just say for the water, you don't really know how much a person is using for water unless you got a bill, unless it's like a three bedroom house, a 2-bedroom house. You can kind of gauge and measure what that would be. So some people will put that in the rent. Some people will actually charge that back to the tenant. So you want to get your taxes, your insurance, your water. Obviously, the tenant probably is going to be doing their own snow removal or their own landscaping because that's normally what happens in a single family. You also want to take out, if you've just rehabbed it, there shouldn't be a lot of maintenance, but you still want to take something out. Even if you take $25, $30 a month out of that income to just keep putting aside. You also want to take out a couple dollars for the turnover. So you want to calculate and try to count everything that is going to take to operate that building. Obviously, the more units or the bigger the asset, the more you're going to have to start accounting for and putting to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about the numbers.
So what about when does it become a part where I get to pay money?
Well, obviously, you're going to pay yourself. It depends. So some people pay themselves every month. After you take everything out, you may want to talk to your accountant. I don't know what type of tax bracket or whatever you putting aside money for taxes. And then the rest is your cash flow, is your positive cash flow. So everything is not no one size fits all, but you definitely have to account for everything. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, with your 21 years of experience, like he asks, like, how do you pay yourself? Are you doing it quarterly? You doing it every 6 months? You doing it every month?
No, I do it every month.
Every month.
Every month, yeah. Every month, yeah. Every month.
But I mean, I'm saying you pay yourself every month because now it's to a point where you built up your portfolio where you got enough cushion. But starting out, would you recommend somebody don't pay yourself in the beginning because you want to build your nest egg up?
If you got a job, let's say if you got a job and you work in you got another income, then yeah, you should be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? But if this is like for me, I'm a realtor too. So I'm a realtor and investor. So in the beginning, I did that. Like I built up a certain amount, and then I started doing it that way. Okay. So it's not like that for everybody. Like, say for instance, this is the only thing you're doing, you got bills every month, so you can't wait 3 months to pay yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to account for certain things that you got going on in your life. That's why they say don't live beyond your means. So you don't want to spend it more than you make it. So if you want to spend more, you gotta sacrifice. You gotta start making more. You know what I'm saying? And you take a percentage out of that to live to maintain your life.
Got you.
Yeah.
So for you, being a landlord, you're also doing flips, right?
Yeah, flips, buying holds, and
new construction.
Starting to get into like bigger multifamily as well. Okay. And then being a realtor, like right now, I kind of like slowed down dealing with my buyers, but I still deal with my sellers. I still got a lot of clients that a lot of investor clients I still deal with. I'm trying to set up a team now of a couple agents that I'm good with that can handle my buyers and do the showings, because I'm finding I don't have a lot of time to drive around and show property like that. And I want to do, I want to be able to service people and do the right thing for them and not do a disservice. Right. So yeah.
Nah, so I'm with you with that. So I also have a team, and that's one of the things that I focus on my projects. But then like the biggest thing is that you said earlier that we did not get to touch the GC part. So you hear a lot of stuff on social media where it's like, yo, be your own GC. Pay yourself, save the money and do everything hands on. But then, like I said, I hear you saying I'd rather hire a couple GCs and I can do more.
Yeah. Yeah, because and they're right. You can save money, obviously, if you're being your own GC. You're saving the percentage that another GC is charging you to manage your project and get your project done. But you're only one person, and you only have a certain. Everybody has the same time in the day, 24 hours. Unless you're not getting no sleep, it's still 24 hours before the clock turn around. So you're only able to do but so much if you're doing your own projects. Like for me, I want to scale, so I might make a little less on one project, but I'm making more on the overall picture. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm able to do more.
You're able to do
And
more.
I have partners too. It's not just be by myself. Like I have partners as well. So I'm not gonna never act like it's just me by myself. I'm not that type of person. But we have the same mind frame. So, it's instead of us doing everything ourselves, we designate that responsibility. And it's not easy. Like I'm pretty sure it's not easy finding good contractors. Like it's not like I find a contractor like overnight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we pay our bills, when we got to pay draws and stuff like that. But sometimes, contractors, you know how it is. They're not doing things that they're supposed to do. They're not finishing on time. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. They might be taking money from your job to go finish a phase on another job. They get money from that job to come back to finish a phase on your job. And all it takes is one person not to pay him. And then all the dominoes fall. You know what I'm saying? And all types of projects don't get done or finished.
Right.
So
can you talk about like what makes a good GC for you? Like, and how can a person find a good GC?
Well, find a good GC, obviously word of mouth. You don't want to just find somebody and just start working with them. Hopefully they're working on other projects currently. They got projects that they've been working on before that, obviously, that you can even ask them for some referrals from the people that they work with. If they're good, they're not gonna have no problem with giving you, okay, I just work for this company, I work for this guy, I work for this lady, and they're not gonna have a problem with giving you that information. If they don't give you that information, then something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you want to go past the projects that they're currently working on. You may want to pull up their company name. I know on the city records, you can pull up a company's name and you can see if anybody had any infractions or violations or cases against them from other people.
Okay.
But word of mouth is the best thing. Obviously, if they're a company that they're riding around with their vans and their trucks, and you see them working on a lot of different projects, and then they're working for people that is serious about their business, and they're constantly working with them. 9 times out of 10, they're a good contractor. Not to say that somebody that's not in that position is not a good contractor. You just gotta, you gotta learn how to break your payment schedules down, whereas though a contract is not ahead of you. Right. So you want to be real itemized about the job phases, the payment phases, and like just say for instance your first phase is, let's just say, I don't know, 15,000 for demo and clean out, for framing and your roof and maybe some windows. I'm just throwing out an easy number. And you don't give them the whole 15,000. You may say, you can do it 2 ways. You can say, okay, I'm gonna give you 5,000. What are you going to be done this week? Okay, I'm gonna be done this week. Okay, I'm gonna give you 5,000. What are you gonna be done next week? Okay, I'm gonna give you another 5,000. What are you gonna be doing the third week? Then I'm gonna give you another 5,000. So you broke that 15,000 down. So God forbid if they run off and you gave them 5,000, that really doesn't hurt you. But if you gave them 15,000, depending on your profit spread and your net profit, they may take a lot from what you plan to walk away with.
Right.
So, I mean, so it's all about learning how to deal with the contractors and dealing with that payment schedule.
Right. Now that makes 100% sense. In the beginning, I gave a contractor 20 grand, and we was in the middle of a project. He was supposed to do A, B, and C. He ain't come back, and I still had that project.
Mm-hmm. And you got to go past the projects too. Like you gotta go past them. Like, I'm not saying every day, but every other day. Like you gotta let them know you're around, you watching, you seeing what's going on. Something is out of place and somebody's not there. You calling them, like, yo, what's going on? Like, wasn't this supposed to be going on? You gotta let them know you there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that you present. Because for a contractor that's not on his or her game, because I'm gonna say her, because there's some women contractors out there too. And they, I'm hearing they doing good jobs too. But if they know that you're not around, then they kind of like being laxed on the job in their phases.
Right.
So you definitely gotta go around them.
somebody, a young lady asked, what kind of like, how do you find good loan programs, or where do you find funding for deals?
What kind of deals? Like any deal? Like, well,
For
I deal with private money. I deal with a lot of private money, and I deal with some bank money too for leverage. So I deal with private investors, and then which are on the equity side, and also with traditional lenders. So with loan programs, I mean, it's kind of not. I'm not gonna say it's easy. Maybe it's easy if you're out in the world. But let's say if you're a new investor, you always want to try to ask your friends, ask other investors that you know are in the business, ask them who they're dealing with. Maybe call that lender or loan officer, ask them their guidelines. So you want to ask them their guidelines for their finances, so you'll know what deals to bring to them and not to bring to them. So you want to kind of like underwrite your own deals before you bring it to a lender, so to speak. But she asked, but I'm guessing like to directly answer that question. I mean, Google is a good tool today. We ain't had that a long time, but Google. Sometimes you'll see lenders companies on people projects. Like I go whenever I'm riding around, I see somebody with a certain lender on their project. I'll take that information down.
right.
Yeah.
Nah, that's true. So I mean, that's so you find your deals by riding in the street, being in the where you're trying to invest. You can find your contractors that way, and you can find your lenders, because I know a couple lenders that's always where I'm at, and got their signs in front of people's houses.
Yeah. I mean, if you in it, things are gonna kind of like come to you. Some things obviously you gotta go out and get, but some things will just come to you because you're just out and active, and you want to let people know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I don't just find deals riding around. I still find them on the MLS. I mean, the sheriff cell is not really been too active right now, but I used to go to the sheriff cell a lot. I still deal with some wholesalers. I still find my own off-market deals. So it's just not one way. You want to have multiple streams of leads, you know what I mean, to come in for your deals.
So you just touched on that a little bit. So I mean, to get 20 deals at once,
Mm-hmm.
like, I guess, what would that process look like from not a funding standpoint, but just trying to find 20 deals? Like, even then, especially in this market, like, it's tough to find good deals.
So obviously all those 20 deals wasn't bought at one time. We didn't find 20 deals like all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So those are deals that accumulated over buying them for like maybe the last probably 7 months. And then we just went to closing. We're going to close it tomorrow on 2 deals. So that's really going to be 22, but they're all not worked on at the same time. We're working on 11. But then those other 9, then hopefully 2 tomorrow, if everything goes well, those are going to be in the pipeline. So eventually you'll get to a point where you're working on some deals, and then you're buying deals to execute after those deals that you're working on. So you want to have deals in the pipeline as well.
So really, when you say that, that's what you call putting your projected income together. So like you said, I might have a couple deals I'm doing this year, just say I'm gonna make $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of these deals you're not gonna touch till next year. You already next year, you don't got to worry about eating because you got 100 other in the cut in these houses. You just got to get it.
You just gotta get to it when you get, you know what I mean, when you get past your first 2 deals. Or you might get to a point where, like you said, you're doing 2 deals this year, and then you might get to a deal, okay, now I'm doing 4 deals in a year, and I got 3 or 4 for next year. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna keep going. It's like, it just, like for me, it just happened overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna say, overnight rich dream. Like it ain't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. It takes time. You making mistakes, and it takes time for you to pay attention and learn what's going on.
But so when did that light bulb go off? Like, yo, I can level up though, because I think for a lot of us trying to be patient, alone being able to see the end of the tunnel before, like, a lot of people in this game quit. So it's like, for you, ups and downs, starting and stopping, different things. Like, when did that light bulb stay off? Like, yo, I'm here, and I could do this at a massive level, like you're doing it.
Every day light bulb go off. It don't stop. Like every day it come on, because you learn something new. So every day, and like I said, like we both know, it's always a higher level than what you're doing. Like it's always somebody doing more than you and doing, quote unquote, better than you in something. So it's always a step higher than what you already doing. So every day the light bulb go off. Like I get impatient too. You know what I mean? Believe it or not. Like I still get impatient, you know, with certain deals that we got or certain deals that we are in contract for. I want to happen overnight, but they the type of deals that are just not going to happen overnight. So I still get impatient, and the light bulbs still go off every day.
But
Like
so
it don't stop for me.
process though, like what did the light bulb look like for you when you went from doing 2 deals, 3 deals to doing maybe 5 deals? Like,
I think well, it's kind of hard because I mean I would be lying to you if I just said I just woke up one day and just was like F that I'm gonna do this and do that. It just for me this is what I do 24/7 real estate. So it just I guess it just is happening because of my activity and just me being out there doing things, and then it's just things just start happening.
so, but with that said though, I'll pull on it a little bit and say that one, you believed in yourself, and then two, you weren't fearful. You were willing to risk it for that growth.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely gotta learn. You got it's a mental process. You gotta learn how to put certain fears aside. Sometimes it's to the point now I might get fearful about something, but I'm in the mental mind state to just still do it, and also to calculate. You know what I'm saying? I just don't do something 'cause I want to do it. I try to think it through. You know what I'm saying? And when you think it through and you think about the possibilities and you think about the numbers, that helps your fear. So the fear might go from 10 to 6 to 5 to 3. So it's still a little fear, but it just decreases based on your confidence in a deal or a situation.
Right. So once you analyze them numbers, and then I mean, if I did the math on just say 20 houses, it's like, all right, this is worth the fear.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, like I got like me and a couple partners. I mean, me and a couple partners, we got a deal right now. I mean, knock on wood that it happens, but but we can do 58 units. But I first first of all to do something like that, you got to learn how to analyze something like that. You got to learn what comes with a deal like that. That's just not something you just going to jump into because you gotta know certain things. So with a deal like that, it's a little fear in the beginning, but once you start going through things and you start analyzing and you start calculating, and I think it's more of my fear is more of okay, not getting the deal done. Like I really want to get the deal done. So my fear is just not being able to get it done. That's where my fear come in. I don't have a fear of actually doing it. It's a fear of it not happening.
got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Letting the seller down and letting your team down. Deal fall.
I mean, not the seller, just letting not letting us down. You know what I'm saying? Letting us down, yeah.
Somebody asked the question, from your first deal to now, can you touch on like what was your most difficult deal?
I'm actually going through. I'm not gonna say difficult. I would say it's a process. Like we got a historic building that we're dealing with. That we the seller that we bought it from had make safe issues on it, and the make safe actually went to eminently dangerous. I'm sorry, and we had the make safe permits in, so it was a process of getting the make safe plans, getting the demo plan, getting all the paperwork, submitting the paperwork, talking to the city to not demolish the building, meeting with the historic commission, letting them see what we're doing, getting them on our side to work with us to keep the building up and redo the building. So I think for me, I can't really remember a really quote unquote like difficult deal. More of my deal just it's a process. It's just not buy the property, fix the property, rehab or rent it or sell it. You know what I'm saying? Like some of my stuff is like that, and some of them it's a process.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
No, go ahead.
Now these deals I got coming up that I'm talking about now, like these bigger ones, that might be if we talk maybe next year, I might come back and say, yeah, those are some hard deals to get done. You know, I might have a different answer for her question.
Gotcha. For those people, because you mentioned about having partners.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of 50-50 with partners. Some days I like it,
Yeah.
some days I like just kiss my ass. But but for you, can you touch on like why you like having partnerships and like what would be some things to look for if you're gonna build the team. Because I also do agree with you, you can go a lot further with the team. A lot of other groups of investors, they do more damage because they have a collective versus operating as an individual.
Well, it's about finding the right partners. Like I've had partners before, and it didn't work. So it's about finding the right partners. I don't think there's nothing wrong with partnerships, but I do definitely believe you have to find the right partners that have the right goals in mind, the right mind frame, some of the right characteristics. Now, I think that partners should be good at different things. Like if me and you partners, like we probably wouldn't go that far if we were both great at the same thing.
Right.
Like hopefully you could be better than me at something, I'm better than you, so that way I can stay in my lane and get that done. You can get what you got to get done, and that's how we move further. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, I had partners. They didn't go right. Either because somebody end up like doing the wrong thing with money, end up having a bad reputation that I didn't know about.
Right.
And even my partners today, we work good. We still, even if we have partners, that don't mean that you're not gonna bump heads about certain stuff. It's just that if you guys can overcome that and move to the end goal, then you're fine. That's like in a relationship. If you're in a relationship with somebody, sometimes y'all bump heads, but y'all get over it. Y'all get past it, and everything's all good. So it's the same thing with a business relationship. Everything that you do, you're not going to agree upon. You know what I'm saying? So that person might have a different view than you, and then y'all basically going back and forth with your views, and it's just basically putting your pride and your emotion to the side and picking the right thing to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I heard both of you talk about him. So the question is, he asks, is there a number of people on the team, and how do you designate roles for each person in the team?
So right now, for most of my deals, it's just me and one other person. And what he brings to the table is he brings money and he brings other people that have money.
Right.
He's good with finance. I'm good with financing, but he's more creative than me when it comes to that. Me, I find the deals, I put the deals together. I like rehab and construction, and I'm a realtor and I like selling. Like I like that stuff. That's what I like to do. So where I'm good at something, he's a little bit, he's a little bit less good, better than me, and vice versa. But and then for another deal, I have two other partners, so it's three of us on that other deal. Mm-hmm. And actually, no, it's three of us on the one that I was talking about with the 58 unit, and then there is one more for my partner that I do most of my stuff with now. We have another deal that we're looking to close on tomorrow. That's it's a nice size deal. We brought in somebody on that one. That is his friend, but I know him. So I know him through my partner. So hopefully it work right. The right paperwork in position, the right rules, and everything's all good.
Gotcha. You said 58 units?
Yeah.
Crazy. Like,
but listen, but I was talking to, I don't know if you heard the guy Rod Cleef or something. He's out in Miami, but he's a multifamily investor. Mm-hmm. And I was on a phone call with him and some other people on a Zoom. You got people out here that got 5,000 units, 3,000 units, right. 2,500 units. Like when you start seeing stuff like that, you be like, it's a lot out here to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, obviously where we come from, that type of stuff is big. It is. I'm not going to take nothing away from it. But then when you hear people talking about they got 5,000 units, 6,000 units, like regular people, like they're not celebrities, they're not geniuses, nothing. They regular people. So when you see regular people doing that, you like, it can be done. You know what I'm saying? With some patience, some knowledge, the right people around you, it can be done.
Right. So can you touch on, like, let's talk about the other side of that. So let's just say somebody who hears that, but then they get intimidated. Like,
well, I can't speak for the person that gets intimidated. I could probably understand why, because that's not something that we hear every day. Like you don't like me. I don't know them personally. I don't know somebody personally that has 3,000 units or 4,000, 5,000, the type of units. I met them on that call. I know it's out there just from courses, from things that I've learned, through things that I do. I know it's out there, but I don't know anybody personally. So it can be intimidating because that's something that you don't hear normally. You know what I'm saying? So you think that you got to be this special person or you got to have a whole lot of money. Like a lot of these things people got because they just knew how to put deals together. They knew how to raise capital. You know what I'm saying? And once they started getting deals, then they built trust with people. Like some of these people that I met that had these thousands of units, they may be on them as general partners, and then it might be some other deals that they're on as limited partners, meaning that they brought money to the deal. They weren't the actual people that put the deal together. But they still, like, if you're a limited partner, you still have interest. If you're a limited partner in a 200 unit building, you still have ownership in that 200 unit building. So when a person has 5,000 units, they may be directly in ownership for, let's just say, 2,500 units. And then they might be limited partners in another 2,500 units. So they're getting paid and have ownership in all these units. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah.
Another question for you what do you feel about this market, and do you feel like we're going back into like a recession?
I mean, I can't tell right now. I'm not a market. What do you call it? I'm not a market. I'm learning how to read the market and different things that can be a domino effect. I'm learning that. That's another thing that is good to learn. Like looking for certain signs. Like I mean, most of us probably thought when COVID came that the market was going to change.
Right.
It didn't change. It ain't really changed nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It went up 10x.
Yeah. So you can look at that and be like, okay. In that month of March and April, you like, oh shit, things gonna change. I actually was still buying property back then. I actually got some good property back then because a lot of people stopped buying property and we were still getting stuff. People had to sell stuff because they was panicking. So we actually got good deals back then. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I think when like you gotta watch out for interest rates, certain loan structures, and I see a lot of people now going into a lot of multifamily. So I think at some point it's going to be an oversaturation with multifamily. At some point, I don't know when, but I see a lot of multifamily buildings being built. A lot of permits in, a lot of plans I'm reading about up and down Broad Street, other areas of the city. It's a lot of multifamily being built right now. A lot. So I'm just learning how to look at the markets, looking at the economics of it, the macro analysis, micro analysis, job growth, unemployment. All that type of stuff.
So, but I mean, is it a bad thing if multifamily is being built?
It's not bad, but at some point, I think it's gonna be to the point where it's oversaturated because I don't think you can build more than what a market will demand. So at some point, once these multifamilies are being built and then you can't really fill them, then people won't have no choice but to either lower the rents that they projected, which is going to lower the value, or it may throw your loans off, which may lead to foreclosure. You know what I'm saying? But I think as far as like single family and all that stuff, I think once like interest rates start going up, then we're gonna see a shift in that. But I think we're stimulating single family sales for it to be a seller's market is the interest rates.
The low interest rates.
There's low interest rates, and then when good stuff is on the market, there's not a lot of good stuff at one time. So now when buyers are out there, it's multiple buyers on one property. You know what I'm saying? Because of the lack of good inventory.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you personally have a preference between single family, multifamily investing?
No, I do both. Like we do, like as far as buying homes, we do small multifamily and multifamily for buying homes.
You said
but for single family,
small what?
Smaller multifamily, like 5 units, 6 units, and 7 units and stuff like that. We buy those the whole. But for single family, we rehab and flip those because of the market. Right. So, like I said, there's no one size fits all because you have some people, they buy single family to hold. They buy them and they hold them, and that's what they want to hold on to. Some people buy multifamily. They don't hold on to single family. But I think there's a market for both of those. Like right now, we're in a good market for single family. Like if you had 30, 40, 50 single families and you can sell some right now to get into other investments, this is a good time to sell them. You know what I'm saying? So we do both.
You say, but even for the person starting out, like, if you got to start out with them single families, let it build up. And then at some point, sell it, refinance it, build up, and go to the big boys.
Yeah, yeah. It's just kind of depending on what market you in and what type of property you're looking for. The single families are just, to me, they're kind of high to buy. For flipping in and the whole, you know what I'm saying? So even if you starting out and you buying single family, you got to be careful how you buying them. You know what I'm saying? You got to be very careful how you buying them, and the margins from buying and rehabbing and the value. You don't want to be too close to the value on your initial investment.
Got you.
But that's the norm. That's the normal thing. Like I started single family, went to duplexes, triplexes, quads, then learned how to analyze five unit properties because it's a different evaluation for it. So it's definitely a learning process, and you gotta crawl before you walk. You know what I mean? Some people can grow too fast, and that kind of stunts their growth.
For the new investor, would you recommend start out like light rehab, or would you say, hey, if you could do it, go ahead and bust the whole crib down and build it back up?
No, because I don't suggest that for a new investor, because you won't know the cost basis to do certain stuff. You might not know the process to do that type of stuff. So I would definitely recommend starting with like light rehabs, learning the process, even getting around other investors that are doing them type of rehabs, and just learning, like seeing the process from what a gut rehab looks like, the process of you're doing your framing first, obviously your roof, your windows, then you're doing your most people do the plumbing, then you do your the HVAC, then you do your electric, and then you do your insulation, and then you do your drywall and your finishes, and so on and so forth. Same thing for new construction. I would watch that process. I just wouldn't just never did a deal in my life and then just automatically hop into a new construction. Like, you know what I'm saying? First of all, the lender probably won't even, depending on the lender, they might not even lend you the money to do it.
Right.
Because they're going to be like, wish you experience in it, because they know how serious it is.
Right.
But I would definitely learn. Just, if you knew, just try to learn and go to projects. Like me, I'm weird. Like, I used to go and see somebody project, and I would just jump out and just watch what's going on. Like, every day, just watch what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
That's not weird. That's called being a sponge or a student of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's weird, but some people might think it's weird. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
but
people that's not serious about their craft.
Yeah.
Hell, you doing 20 cribs at once.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning stuff. Like I said, I'm learning now about the bigger deals, and not just jumping right into them, but just learning them first. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just jump into something, not know too much is going on, and then can lose a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So I like to learn it and then start getting into it. Like I've been learning like how to analyze these bigger deals for a while now. That's not something I just learned this year or last year. I've been learning that for the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And taking Cornell Institute classes, Cornell college classes, all that type of stuff.
Right, but you hinted on earlier about getting help and finding somebody to help, like, guys. So, like, would you recommend getting a mentor? Like, do you think that's something that can help you, avoid some of the pitfalls of getting in this game?
Depending on what mentor you get, because you got some mentors out here that might not have been in business that much longer than you, but then they charge you to be a mentor. You know what I'm saying? There's some people out here that can be your mentor, but they might not have time to actually be a mentor.
Right.
So I was just talking to somebody about this the other day, and I read about it. Like, the best way to get a mentor is to bring something to the table, bring some value to the table. Like, and when I say value, that could be anything. It has nothing to do with money. That's like, you might have a deal that that this person is into, and you might bring that deal to the table and say, okay, listen, if I got a deal, if I bring this deal to the table, would you be interested in, going in on it, or going, helping me with it? It depends. So you definitely gotta get a mentor, but you gotta find the right mentor. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, there'd be people in this business that might not have been in the business not that much longer than you, and they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg to be a mentor. You know what I mean? To be a mentor.
Right. Nah, I understand that.
Yeah.
So in regards to like your journey, done any things as far as personal development, books, coaches, like anything you can say that's helped you, strengthen that mental toughness to get through the journey, or anything, like, or even courses, any courses that were eye-opening for you?
Yeah, all the time. Like obviously as far as educational wise, like I've took plenty of like the Temple Real Estate Institute classes
Hmm.
on investment, finance, um obviously brokerage because that has something to do with my license, but property management. I took CCIM, which is Certified Commercial Investment Member classes. Um, Cornell Institute of Urban Development classes. I've read urban development and economic books, mental books, like mentality books. As far as like obviously every not everybody, but everybody's heard of Rich Dad Poor Dad, the Cash Flow Quadrant. I've read Multifamily Millions. I still like I do a lot of audiobooks today because I'm running around so much. I still try to hard read as much as I can, but a lot of it is like audiobooks because I'm always on the go. But
Hmm.
I make no excuse for not still learning. So I'll have Audible, I'll get audiobooks, and just like music, the more you hear it, you're going to learn it because it's going to be unconsciously in your mind.
Right.
So it's so crazy. Like I would be reading I'm sorry, I would be listening to something so much I go to sleep and I dream about it because that shit is just unconsciously in the back of my mind. So
Right.
I wouldn't make no excuse for like running around that you can't learn. I would just get audiobooks, anything you can do to help your mental mind state and keep you in that mode. Because sometimes, like even me, sometimes I get I'm not gonna say down, but certain times I might get like
Your mojo might be low.
yeah, it might be low sometimes. So you gotta keep stuff I don't care if it's a picture. I don't care if it's a saying. Listen to something that keeps your motivation going because it
Right.
happens to all of us. You know what I'm saying? No matter if somebody will tell you or not, like it happens every once in a while.
Right. So can you share for us? So you mentioned the audio books. Give us like
Mhm.
your favorite three Audible books.
Audible books, obviously, Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, by Dennis Kibro is one of them. Um, How to influence, what is it? How to influence friends
And when
and huh?
how to influence friends and win people.
Yeah, that one. Um, Oh, it's another one. I didn't get into it yet, but I didn't get that far into it yet. It's by a guy that's from I forget his name. Don Peoples. It's a book by Don Peoples. He's
The
out in
people, the people's principles.
the People's Principles is good. But I could go on and on. I don't have like top three. There's a lot that I really like. You know what I'm saying? And that I go
Hold on.
on. The Laws of Power.
You moved your speaker, I think.
Can you hear me?
A little bit faded out.
Can you hear me again?
I hear you now. I hear you.
48 Laws of Power is a good book. I like. But it's a plethora of books to keep your mentality and keep your mindset right because it's all about mindset. Like, I even go on YouTube. I listen to Tony Robbins. I listen to Don Pena. As crazy as he is, I listen to him.
Who?
Les Brown.
Okay.
Don Pena and Les Brown. I listen to stuff like that too.
Got you. Okay. So you got the real estate courses, you got the Audible books, and then the mentorship. So, last question for you.
And personal experience.
You
And the
said,
best teaching experience too, like doing stuff.
got you. Definitely
Yeah,
getting out there and doing it.
yeah.
So what would you say for anybody that's struggling to get started and get over their own personal fears? Like, what would you
You
hear me?
kind of no, you faded out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I was saying for the person that's struggling like to reach their goals in regards to like getting started or like to get over this to get into their first deal, like can you give that new person any advice?
As far as the fear, what will help? I mean, you can take so many classes and courses. Like you got to get out there and do it because there's a lot of people that take classes, courses, read a ton of books, and they never just go out there and do a deal. I would definitely say get the basic knowledge first, but definitely go out there and do a deal. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be a deal worth 200, 300,000. I don't care if the deal is worth 100. Like the value of the property is 100,000. Just go out there to do the deal, buy it. Also, before you buy it, if you're new, hopefully you have a person that's in the that you can just ask a question about it. Not necessarily hold your hand, not necessarily they have to be with you every step of the way, but just get some advice on what you should be buying the property for. If it's a light rehab, what's the range of rehab that I should be looking at or getting from contractors in order to help you? You know what I'm saying? You're going to make like small mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You can't get into any business and think that you're not going to make mistakes. That's just life. But the more you know, the less that mistake can hurt you and the less mistakes you're going to make. But I would just say definitely go out there and just buy a small deal. Get some education definitely on, on deals, but don't sit around and not do it. You know what I'm saying? Because time is going to pass and you're going to be sitting there wishing you either did it or kicking yourself for not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely do it. You can do it. Like, I believe everybody can do it. Everybody got different levels of what they want in any business. We'll take real estate. Some people will be okay with having 5 properties. Some people will be okay with having 10 properties. Some people will be having okay 20, and so on and so forth. Don't let what somebody else's goal or what somebody else is doing intimidate you or make judgment for what you want to do or what makes you happy. Whatever it is that makes you happy, do it.
That was right there. I think that was right there. Like, yo, run your own race.
Because I see, not to cut you off, but I see people like, they might see somebody doing so much stuff and then they get either kind of intimidated or they might try to chase what that person is doing. You know what I mean? Do concentrate on you and like do what makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. I don't care if you in the rentals, you only want $2,500 a month. If you only want $5,000 a month, whatever it is. I don't care if you only want $2,000 a month on the side of what you're doing. Don't let what somebody else doing deter you or intimidate you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nah, that's definitely me. So if anybody ever wants to connect with you and build or, just get your advice or ask questions, how can people get a hold of it?
I can put my email in the comments. And that way they can email me. I'm real responsive. Like, especially I'm pretty sure like I'm real responsive. You know what I'm saying? When you email me or text me or whatever. But I will send the email first only because I don't want like a bunch of people call me at one time. But I will send my email and I can definitely get back to people and give some advice or answer some questions or whatever I need to do.
What's the chances that you got classes or ebooks or get you out to speak in the future?
Say it again.
What's the chances of us getting you out to speak, having classes in the future?
Bro, just like how you got me over here, I'm definitely willing to come speak on a class, speak whatever I know. Is that your partner, Lorenzo, your partner?
Yes.
I see him doing a lot with the kids. Back before the pandemic, he was going to the schools, speaking to the kids. So y'all do a lot of good stuff. I even went to the Nicetown Tioga cleanup that he had. I went there, did that with him. So yeah, I'm definitely more than willing to do that. So just let me know, and I'll definitely come and do a class and talk whatever. Okay. I'm definitely not stingy with no information. You know what I mean? There's too much money out here to be stingy with information.
Look, well that's why you a solid dude. Not a lot of people say that. It's like, I want to help you, but I don't want to help you enough that you're gonna do better than me.
Now listen, it's too much money. Like, listen, I'm pretty sure me and you, we like-minded, but we probably got different goals. Whatever your goals is not going to affect me and vice versa. You know what I mean? So why I'm going to be stingy with information? Like, it's too much money. This information we can take to any city. If we find an opportunity in Detroit, Chicago, we can take that information and go, execute an opportunity out there. Like, it's too much money in Philadelphia as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't buy everything. I can't do everything.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's true. Well, I don't know. You talking about you can't buy anything. Boy,
I'm saying I can't. What I'm saying, I can't buy everything. Like, we can't buy every single piece of land, piece of property. We can't do it. I don't care if the city gave us 1,000 properties right now. It is gonna take us a minute to do those 1,000 properties. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna need some help. Yeah.
No, well, definitely appreciate it, man. So definitely don't forget. I'm gonna save this live. Once you upload it, you can go on the page, drop your email on it, so people want to get a hold of you.
I can do it right now, right?
Yeah, you can drop it in the comment now. Yup.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it right now.
But definitely, like I said, definitely salute to you, man, for what you're doing, man. 21 years in the game. and you know, to be doing what you're doing, that's phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I like what y'all doing too. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see y'all helping y'all clients. I see that big poster you got out there. You know what I'm saying? I like that. That's something I always wanted to do. You did it. You know what I'm saying? And you did it.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm trying to let people know I'm out here. I had to put my stamp out there.
Yeah, you no, you definitely did it. That's good.
You know, I'm trying to get one on the other side of city line. I get from one side to the other.
Where is that one at?
That one's on Cobb's Creek in Island.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. Put them up on every you know, like you said, city line, put them over there on the boulevard, start putting them everywhere, you know what I'm saying? On the expressway.
Right. That's the goal. Now
Yeah.
I called the people on the expressway, they wanted to check. They wanted 15 bands a month.
Oh yeah. You get there.
I'm gonna have to get my cash flow up for that.
Hey, it's coming.
Right. Salute to Wallow for just jumping in here too. I see you, big homie.
Who's that, Wallow?
Yeah, Wallow, man. The big homie just jumped in here, man.
Yeah, he probably see. I'm from Nicetown. He probably remember me. He might remember me. I don't know. He might remember when he used to wear a lot of the Moschino, Versace, and all that stuff back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Wallow, another good dude that's out there giving them.
Yeah, for sure.
Thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, well, definitely appreciate it, man. So again, don't forget August 25th. We got the back to school cleanup.
Okay.
Be out there at 16th and don't give me the line. It's on the flyer, but we're gonna be up there about like 16th in Tioga and 19th in Tioga. We're gonna do the community cleanup. We got the bag drive, and we're gonna have free food for the community. So August 20th.
Yeah, send me the flyer. So when y'all do the stuff to the kids, what y'all buying them, like book bags and all that stuff like that?
But we got the book bags already, yeah. So that's gonna be August 25th. We got that. We working with the school district. But stuff with the kids we've been doing on a weekly basis. We've been taking them to different businesses and let them meet different owners, learn different businesses. We didn't have electricians, contractors, you know, from A to Z. Next week we doing cryptocurrency. They got a cryptocurrency that we teaching the kids.
Okay, y'all take them through. I'm pretty sure y'all take them through your properties and stuff like that.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, if y'all ever need like other projects that may take them to and all that, let me know too. They can come through. We'll go over it, especially if it's a project that we just starting. They can see it from start. And even if we do like a you know, within your time, or even we do like a phase type thing where they might come and see the property beginning, they see it up to before the installation go in. Then they'll see, you know, after the drywall, the finishes, you know, the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know whatever I need to do to help out. I will.
Nah, that's what we've been doing, showing them different phases, basically.
Okay.
One thing I've learned during these like 4 weeks with the kids is,
yeah,
it's not that the kids don't want to do better. It's that they need to be able to see it more and be able to know, like, yo, when I see old head, like old head can put me on, not that old head gonna look down.
Yeah. They listen. All the kids, they just need a little attention, little guidance. You know what I'm saying? Some opportunity. That's all.
Right. You know,
that's all.
That's what me and Lorenzo are trying to do. You know, that's why I said August 5th, I have you. People like Wallow, like 215, we see you, KR. You know, y'all can get out there, come talk to you. Like I said, we're gonna be there.
Oh yeah, just like I said, send it to me. Let me know. I'll be there.
All right. Well, like I said, definitely salute to you, brother.
We'll be you too.
Don't forget, next Thursday we right back with another IG Live, Thursday at 8:30 p.m.
All right, see you, bro.
Thank you.
All right.